Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we are opening up the Ultimate Exporter Playbook. We're talking about a practical, step-by-step guide to sourcing products from one of the absolute most dynamic manufacturing hubs on the entire planet, Bangladesh.
Now, here's the million-dollar question for any global procurement team. How exactly do you source from one of Asia's fastest-growing economies without falling victim to a total supply chain disaster? The opportunities out there are massive, everything from contract manufacturing to OEM production. But entering this market totally blind? Yeah, that is a direct recipe for an operational nightmare. You probably already know Bangladesh is a global titan in ready-made garments and textiles. But the ecosystem has evolved so rapidly. We're talking absolutely booming sectors in pharmaceuticals, high-tech ceramics, leather goods, seafood, and even light engineering and IT services. The industrial base is there, and it's hungry for international buyers. But navigating it, well, that requires a strict playbook.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Bangladesh opportunity, move into overcoming market entry complexities, dig into the absolute crucial step of supplier verification, cover mastering logistics and shipping, and wrap up with partnering with local experts. Let's get started.
Section 1. The Bangladesh Opportunity, Sourcing from Asia's Rising Hub.
Why is there such a massive rush for supply chain diversification into Bangladesh? It really boils down to three main pillars. You've got highly competitive production costs, a workforce that is rapidly leveling up its specialized skills, and strategic duty advantages that can significantly lower your landed costs. It's just an incredibly attractive environment for expansion right now.
All right, Section 2. Overcoming market entry complexities, or navigating the risks of going blind.
Look, if you try to just parachute in and go it alone, you are walking straight into communication barriers, hidden customs delays, unverified factories, and a ridiculously high risk of fraud. It's a mess. On the flip side, utilizing local support neutralizes those exact threats. You get pre-verified suppliers, smooth regulatory guidance, proper quality assurance, and lower transaction costs overall. This is where organizations like Trade and Investment Bangladesh, or TNIB, step in to act as that critical bridge.
Which brings us to Section 3. The crucial step, supplier verification. This is your first line of defense, and honestly, it's the single most critical step in the entire playbook. You just cannot log onto a portal and wire money without on-the-ground intelligence. Let's actually walk through a real TNIB verification checklist. Step 1, physically confirm the factory exists and check its official profile. Sounds basic, right? But phantom factories are a very real, very dangerous trap. Step 2, assess their true production capability and their export history. Can they genuinely handle your order volume? Step 3, verify their compliance and overall reputation. Do they actually hold the certifications they're claiming? This flow isn't just bureaucracy. It's designed specifically to prevent financial ruin before a single dollar ever changes hands.
There's a warning you really need to take to heart. Selecting unreliable suppliers can lead to shipment delays, quality failures, financial losses, and reputational damage. Think about your own supply chain vulnerabilities for a second. A single quality failure doesn't just cost you inventory, it damages your brand. And that right there is why strict, localized verification is totally non-negotiable.
Moving on to Section 4, mastering logistics and shipping. Moving goods from floor to port. Because sourcing the product, that's really only half the battle. The actual engine is getting it out of the country efficiently. Here's how that plays out across a typical timeline. Phase 1 is planning, getting your logistics perfectly aligned with the factory's output schedule. Phase 2 hits the port, where you're coordinating handling and customs declarations, making sure the exact right HS codes are applied. And Phase 3 is monitoring that delivery timeline like a hawk. Having local facilitators coordinate directly with freight forwarders is exactly how you avoid those disastrous port delays that can literally wipe out your profit margins. And behind that logistics engine is, frankly, a massive wall of trade documentation. We're talking commercial invoices, packing lists, certificates of origin, bills of lading, and all sorts of specialized export and import permits. Listen, a single typo or one missing stamp on any of these documents can stall an entire shipment, trigger customs holds, or even freeze your banking. Professional documentation assistance isn't some nice-to-have luxury, it's operational survival.
Section 5. Partnering with local experts. The T&IB solution.
18. That's a huge number. What it represents is the 18 distinct, comprehensive export-import support service segments that TNIB offers to secure foreign investments and trade. They aren't just doing one little part of the job, they are covering the entire ecosystem.
Just to highlight a few of those core services that neutralize market entry risks, matchmaking puts you in front of the exact right factories immediately, which drastically cuts your search time. Trade finance advisory secures your transactions, usually through letters of credit. Quality assurance coordinates those absolutely vital pre-shipment inspections we talked about. And market research gives you the hard data you need to outmaneuver competitors.
So when we talk about export-import support services, we aren't just talking about, theoretical business advice. We are talking about professional advisory, technical, and coordination services. It's a roll-up-your-sleeves, practical execution to get your products sourced, perfectly verified, and shipped efficiently from end to end.
Ultimately, what you should really take away from our explainer today is this. Combining this playbook with a professional local trade facilitator transforms what is essentially a high-risk venture into a seamless, highly profitable supply chain. It gives your business the exact competitive edge it needs to thrive in today's global market.
I'm going to leave you with this thought to mull over. Take a hard look at your current sourcing operations. Is your global supply chain truly resilient enough to handle international trade without trustworthy local intelligence? Because if you're relying on guesswork from thousands of miles away, it might just be time to rethink your approach. Thanks so much for watching this explainer, and happy sourcing.